Welcome to the Computer Literacy Center's online instructional videos. Today we're going to unlock the real power of Google Sheets by creating formulas. My name is Jimmy LeBaron, and I'll be guiding you through this tutorial. During this course, we're going to create formulas and reference other cells. Google Sheets is essentially a sophisticated calculator, and formulas are how we make those calculations. A formula at its base is an equation. They can be used to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. More complex formulas are able to calculate the future value of a loan, look up records in large amounts of data, and create complex if statements. If you would like to follow along with the video, go ahead and download the formulas start file and save it as your own. Here we have an example spreadsheet of a student's budget for the semester. In the blue table we have our income, the red table our expenses, and the green table has useful information we will use in our formulas to find the answers we are going to be looking for. Giving it a look over, we can see our monthly pay, the months in the semester, how much we have in our savings account, and the interest rate for that account. You may notice that some of the cells that should contain information are currently empty. We'll be using formulas and the information from the green table to calculate what should go in these cells. First of all, we need to calculate our income for the semester. We know what our monthly income is, and we know how many months are in the semester. If we multiply these together, we will get our answer for cell C4. Multiplying cells together is very simple. Like all formulas, we will begin by typing an equal sign in cell C4. Then we can click on the cell that has our monthly pay, cell C9. The symbol for multiplication is the asterisk, or this little star, so we'll put that next. Once you have done that, you can select the months in the semester, which is located in cell C10. So looking over the formula, you notice that it is going to equal cell C9 multiplied by cell C10. Just hit enter, and then Sheets will calculate this number for you. When you type a formula into the cell, the only thing that will be displayed will be the answer of the formula. If you would like to see the formula, simply select the cell, and in the formula bar at the top of the menu, you will see the equation that's inside that cell. So let's go ahead and try out a formula that is a little more complicated. This formula is going to require multiple parts with cells referenced as well as normal numbers. With complicated formulas, we will need to keep in mind our order of operations. Just like any math equation, Sheets calculates formulas using the standard order of operations, with parentheses first, followed by exponents, then multiplication and division, and finally addition and subtraction. You must be careful to keep these straight, or you won't be able to get accurate answers in your formulas. Now let's dive into this more complicated formula. We will be using a formula to calculate the amount of interest we will generate over the length of the semester. Select cell C6 and begin with the equal sign. We will need to reference the amount of money we have in our savings account in cell C11 and multiply it by the interest rate in C12 to see how much interest we will earn in a year. However, a semester is only 4 months, so we aren't finished with this value yet. I like to keep things organized, so I'll wrap this first part in parentheses. Now we divide by 12 to find out how much interest we generate in a month. Again, I'll wrap that all in parentheses, and then multiply it by 4 to calculate our total interest we will earn over the semester. Hit enter and we will have our final value of $114. Now we can use an easy sum formula to find out what our total income will be. In cell C7, we start with an equal sign, and since we're adding up these values, we will type in sum to use the sum formula. Press the tab button to accept the formula suggestion, or select sum from the drop-down list, and then select the cells that you would like to be added together. In this case, it is C4 through C6. Hit enter and we have our budgeted income, $6,754. Our expenses are even easier to calculate. They are already prepared, so we can just go ahead and add them together. We'll be using the sum function again to get our total expenses. Select cell G9 and enter the equal sign and type sum once more. You'll notice that Sheets is smart enough to predict which cells we'd like to include in our sum. We can press tab to accept the suggestion and skip the step of having to select our own range. Now after we hit enter, we can see how much we're expecting to pay over the semester. $4,793. Now that we have our total income and our total expenses, we can calculate our net total. We will need to take the total income and subtract our total expenses. Click into cell G11, where we will want to have our net total recorded. Now take cell C7 and subtract cell G9. Hit enter, and there we have our net total, $1,961. This budget allows us to calculate how much money we have left over after we get paid and subtract all of our expenses. Once we have our budget set up, you can continue to use it without having to worry about new formulas. All you have to do is update the values that change. For example, you may get a raise that takes your monthly pay from $1,360 to $1,560. If we change these values, Sheets will automatically update our total income and our net total without us having to redo those cells. Let's see it in action. We will go into our start file, and in our monthly pay, we will change it to $1,560. You can see that after changing our monthly pay, our net total increased from $1,961 to $2,761. To recap, today we created a variety of formulas and referenced the value of other cells to include in our calculations. By using formulas in Google Sheets, you can create comprehensive projects and tools to be used in school and business. Formulas are absolutely necessary for utilizing the full capabilities of Sheets. Thank you so much for watching. For more information on Google Sheets and other computer literacy topics, visit our website at weber.edu/CLC.